guys, it's my second attempt at creating a Flosstube. The first one I did, I posted a video and then I didn't post after that, so I'm gonna try again. So I'm gonna start off by doing a Know Your Needleworker tag. Where do I live? I live in a small town outside of Winnipeg. I guess it's more so now a city than a town. Outside of Winnipeg, Manitoba in Canada. What do I do for a living? I sell cell phones in a cell phone store, obviously. Do I have any children? No, but I have a ton of nieces and nephews that I treat like they're my own. Do you have any pets? I have this girl right here, Sammy. And then at my dad's house, I have a miniature dachshund named Pipsqueak and a Pekingese Chihuahua, the most hideous thing you'll ever see. His name is Diesel, not a very suiting name, and I call him Gremlin. And then we also have 5 horses, because we just had to put one down. No, 4 horses, because we had to put one down, and then one of them died this past fall, right before winter. What are your other hobbies besides stitching? So I read, I crochet, I play The Sims. I love The Sims. Pretty much it. Watch movies, kind of stuff. What is your favorite movie? This is a really hard one. I would have to say probably Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter series. I can't pick one single one. What is your favorite TV show? Again, another hard question. There's not just one. Grey's Anatomy, except for season 15, that one's just, to me, a chaotic mess. I've only seen a couple of episodes of it. Supernatural, love Supernatural. Any true crime show I will watch. I can't remember what it's called at the moment, but I watch it on Netflix and I've binge watched every single episode. I think it's called True Detective. What is your favorite book? Again, another really hard one. I would say Harry Potter series, Throne of Glass, the series, the Immortal Instruments, Dark Artifacts, or what's this one? Anyways, they're by Cassandra Clare. She pretty much has the main series, which is the Immortal Instruments, and then she has like a prequel series to that series. And for some reason, I can't think of it. I'm looking right at them, but I can't remember the name of them. They're like clockwork. I don't know. It has to do with the Victorian area, kind of steampunky. And then the Dark Artifacts, which is the newest series, and she just released, I believe it's the last book in that trilogy this December. Or was it November? One of the two. To add on to that, because I haven't rambled on enough, the Shadowfall series. They're super good. I've read all the Shadowfall ones, and now I'm reading them. And I think her name's Delilah. I can't remember. I've taken a break from the series to get all my new releases read. What is your favorite music to listen to? I listen to literally everything, from death metal to the Lord of the Rings soundtrack, because let's face it, that's like the best movie soundtrack ever. So yeah, literally anywhere in between there besides rap and jazz, I'm fine with listening to. And what one word best describes you? Either chaotic or empathetic. I'm not sure how those two go in together, but they do. I am not prepared for this. I did not get organized. So, I guess I'll start with my finishes that I've done. I have one fully finished project that I've ever done. Ooh, scared her. And that is my forest goddess. Now, she's not perfectly stitched, and you can see my cat. And she's not perfectly centered in the frame, but that's okay, because this is my first project, and I framed her myself, well, with the help of my mom, because I've never framed a cross-stitch project before. My tail's getting in the way. I did change one thing. She's supposed to have beads going up here, but I decided not to do them, because it was my first time stitching 2/2 on a Lugana, so I guess is it even weave or linen? I'm not 100% sure what it would be classified as. And the color's so dark, it was hard to count properly on it. I can't tell you the amount of times I've pretty much started over this project and had to rip out pretty much everything. I believe I got up to this point here where I had to rip all this down because I was off by like 3 stitches, and it was somewhere in the beginning and I couldn't figure out where I was off. And then I was off in the dress, had to rip that all out. I think the only parts I didn't rip out were this section of her cape, and then from like here up, I didn't have to rip anything out. That's when I finally got the hang of stitching on the Lugana, just the counting. I don't know if I'd stitch in another darker fabric until I'm more comfortable. Also, this is my second project I ever did. So, I'd say I did pretty good. And my first time beading. My second one, forgive me, I'm gonna have to move. Oh, where did I put it? Is my peg doctor. No, it's not gonna do anything. Whatever. So, this is my first project I ever did. Or my first project, I should say, that I actually stuck to and then completed. I was not aware of the starting in the middle thing. And so I stitched him first because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do the border. And then I decided I wanted to do the border. Well, it would have been fine stitching him this high up if I didn't do the border, but now I have no room to frame. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to get him in a frame. And then we'll move on to my works in progress. So we'll start off with my newest one. I got this in the mail right after I finished my Mira. I finished her 2 weeks ago, and I already had it get in the mail. It's the Dimensions Kit Be a Light. Oh, what is it actually called? Yeah, Be a Light. And sorry for all the crinkling. I literally just got a few stitches in because I wanted to start it right away. and I already have to frog this cell right here because it's all off. So that's lovely. It's on navy, I think it's, yeah, 14 count data. And then it looks all messy now because I took them out, but it came nicely packaged beforehand with all the floss you need. The only thing I don't like about this kit, it's my first time stitching out of a kit, is the chart. It's in colored, and I've never stitched with the colored chart before, so it's kind of confusing because they have, like, for the back stitching, it's like 3 different, and maybe it's only 2 different thicknesses of pink lines, and you have to, yeah, I can just see myself getting super confused when I get to the back stitching. Grab my big stack of fabric over here. Okay. And you have to be in the way, of course. So my next piece is the companion to Plague Doctor. It's the McKenna Doctor. And to figure out how she goes, she's gonna go this way. On a piece of 14 count, I think it's like oatmeal Aida. I got it at Michael's in a huge tube. It's gonna be more than enough room for her. I think it's a pretty big piece. Okay, that shouldn't be in there. Now I got a supernatural pattern off Etsy, and then I don't have all the colors. My DMC stash is very limited because in Canada, where I live, DMC floss is $1.20 a skein. It's a little outrageous, and that's if I buy it anywhere in my town where I live. We don't have a craft store or a Michael's here. We just have essentially a sewing store, and they sell a little bit of cross-stitching stuff. Like, they just sell Aida. The highest count they sell there is 16 count. So if I want to go and get cheap floss or any like linen or anything, I'm driving at least an hour to Winnipeg to go in and get flosses and stuff for at least 75 cents, which is a lot better than $1.20. So I started, it's gonna be a pattern that's gonna say, "Dude, where's the pie?" Sam, I'm sorry, baby, but you're in the way. Go to bed. So I'm thinking of maybe restarting it and getting the flosses, because I'm going to Winnipeg to get my flosses for my new start, which I'll show you in a bit. But I'm thinking I'm fine leaving the cherries and the leaves how they are. I'm not 100% sure what I'm wanting to do, but I don't have a picture, and I'm not sure how to edit one in, but it's gonna say, "Dude, where's the pie?" and then have a picture of pie, because Dean loves pie. Now this next one I'm considering just completely restarting, even though I'm a fair way in. I'm just not liking how it's turning out. One of my DMCs started bleeding, and it hasn't even touched water. And it was supposed to be a gift, and I've messed up in one spot. I'm just not very happy with it, and I'll show you. I'm not sure if the bleeding's, oh yeah, it's picking up on camera, you can see. Now up here, I started stitching with the wrong color of yellow. That's easy enough to pick out. But this box here was the first one I stitched, the doe. And I'm sorry if this is all backwards for you. But, it's like 3 stitches too long. I managed to fix them with these here, these two. But I'm just not happy with it. And I'm not happy with the way the DMC colors are popping. And it's supposed to be a gift. So I'm thinking of maybe just buying the called for. Oh my goodness, what has happened to the project? And this fabric. It's stitched on an even weave that I got from a cross stitch store called Sheena's that was closing in Winnipeg. But since someone has bought them out, they actually kept the name. Like, yeah, like you can see, like, something has bled all over this, and I'm pretty sure it's the DMCs, because I have no idea what else could have, like, done this to this fabric. I'm just not happy, and I'm gonna restart it. Just gotta save up the money to get the overdyes, or the fancy flosses. My next one is All I Want for Christmas is My Hogwarts Letter. I got another pattern I got off Etsy. Now, I'm thinking of restarting this a tad higher up, because I don't think I'll have enough room for everything. This is 14 count black Ada, which I have not enjoyed stitching on. And it's just difficult. I'm not liking it. It's one of my first projects I started. My stitches look horrible. And I was gonna give this to my brother for Christmas, but I never finished it because I realized I don't think I'll have enough room, because there's gonna be some like lightning bolt type Harry Potter lettering, and it's quite bigger than all of this lettering. I mean, this didn't take me long to do it all. Probably like half a day's worth of stitching to get all that done. And then my very first project that I started that I will never, oh no, this is my second project I ever did. I believe it's called She's Too Fond of Books on Etsy. Now, there is a bajillion of counting errors. My X's go all over the place because I didn't know when I started this that your X's had to be the same direction. Until I started watching Flosstube, and until my mom told me because she'd seen it. There's a counting error somewhere in here. There's a ton in here. There's a ton in here. Can't really tell. But it's supposed to be, this should be at least one block bigger. But I'm not, like, I'm just going to restart it. Up here, you can just see. I don't know if you can tell, but I don't know. It just looks horrible to me. So I'm going to restart that one. That was done on 14 count Ada. And I'm just not a fan of 14 count. If I'm going to stitch on Ada, it has to be 16 or 18. I just don't like how spaced out my stitches look. So yeah, that one's going to be restarted. And then my first ever one. I mean, I could finish this, but I don't have the pattern for it anymore. I have no idea where it would have gone after moving. So essentially what happened with this is, yeah, I would have been my grade 12 year of high school. I don't know why my school started doing this. I'm not 100% sure. They did these, there was 2 days, or was it 1 day? No, it was 1 day. You had to choose 2 activities to do, and of course I did cross-stitching back to back. I think they were like 2-hour sessions each. And so there's 2 things you could pick from. There was cross-stitching, going to read to 6th graders, there's a bunch of options you could choose from. And I chose cross-stitching back to back, as I said. And so one of the teachers in the high school did a cross-stitching class. I kind of knew how to do it because I did it when I was, like, my Auntie Leona. She had taught me how to cross-stitch on a printed pattern when I was like 5, and I hadn't touched anything since then. So I had an idea, plus I had watched Flosstube before, so I was really intrigued in it. And so she gotten I don't know why she would do this with high schoolers, but she decided to get a subversive cross-stitch book off of Amazon, and then she photocopied pattern. Ooh. Whoops. Knocked over my frame. But yeah, so she got a book for high schoolers to cross stitch out of, which was called Subversive Cross Stitch, and she just photocopied a bunch of patterns because she was going to be teaching like 100 students how to cross stitch, and we can't all share one book. But mine I chose. I was a sassy high schooler when I think I would have been 19 by this point. Backstory, long story short, I wasn't a good student in high school. I got kicked out. No, first I dropped out of high school when I was in grade 11. Then I went back. And then I got kicked out of school. And then I went back. So I graduated a year later, which kind of sucked because the previous year I watched my twin graduate and I should have been graduating with him. But it is what it is. I graduated and I'm happy that I did. But this is what I chose. You suck. Pretty much the only thing I have to do to finish this would just be doing the leaves all around, and then it's done. I think there's supposed to be something over here. I think it's supposed to be leaves. I don't know. This is where she had us practicing cross stitches. But yeah, this is my very first project. It's not even done. It's a small. This one I started in the middle though. The only one I've ever started in the middle. Except for my dimensions kit that I just got because, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's going to be big enough, so I started in the middle because I didn't want to risk it. They didn't give me much wiggle room, I don't think. So yeah, I have some haul that's kind of cross-stitching related. I was hoping that I'd have my beads and everything for my next project that I'm starting, my next Mira. But it has not arrived in the mail yet. I'm assuming it'll arrive because mail doesn't come for, well, I can look here. Mail doesn't come for about another 2 hours. So I have a book subscription to a box called Owl Crate, and they send you books and stuff. And one thing I was considering doing is they always send us in a pin in the box, and I just got one today. And I was thinking of turning them into needle minders. I have a feeling this one has to play off of Harry Potter because of the Phoenix, but honestly, Phoenix is referenced in so many fantasy books. And I was thinking almost maybe turning this keychain into one, but I kind of want to add this to my keychain. Not that I have enough. I have way too many. And then I have a whole bunch on, don't mind the mess, but on my crates there. So I was thinking of turning into needle minders. I just have to go to our hardware store and get the magnets. And then, so yeah, that's my haul. And then my next start is going to be Andromeda by Mirabilia. I'm super excited to start her. And if anybody has any idea on how to, let me know how to flip my camera so I'm not showing you everything backwards. Please let me know. I'll rewatch this and see if it's backwards. Yeah, this is gonna be my new start. Super pumped. So yeah, I'll be getting everything for her except the fabric. So I need to order one more bead packet for her. I'm wondering if I can maybe find it at Michael's. I don't know if you can find the holes at Michael's. I've never looked. But I need one more bead packet for her, and then I think one more chronic, and then all of the flosses, and then she's all kitted up to start. So I'm super pumped getting the flosses this weekend, possibly getting flosses for another project. Now I have some, they're called like Twisted Princesses. I have a bunch of patterns. They're free patterns on Sprite Stitch. And I attempted to start one. I should have shown this when I was showing my starts. I forgot about it. I attempted to start one. On, I think this is Lugana as well. Is that the back? No, that's the back. What happened here? Oh, it got ripped because my cat. So I attempted to start one 1/1, and I'm just not having it at all. And there's just way too much counting. Like, it's not a very big one. Like, it's gonna be pretty much the size of this. And I just wasn't having it on that fabric. When the cross-stitch store was closing in Winnipeg, as I mentioned earlier, I got a bolt of mushroom. I'm pretty sure it's Lugana. I'd have to go look. It's in the closet right now. And I didn't really care for the color of the fabric. I'm like, oh, this will be perfect for full coverage. It'll be covered anyways. But wishing I got it in white, but they didn't have any. So I'm thinking of just ordering an easy count, since it is going to be full coverage, and restarting it on there. I also figured out a way to make my scroll frame more user-friendly, and what was I going to say? And the easy count will just be easier to read the pattern and find out where my colors are going to go off there. I'm thinking of doing extreme cross country if I do it that way, because then I'll have my grid lines to do so, because I just don't trust myself gridding myself. I'd much rather prefer to have pre-gridded fabric for me. But yeah, that's my first floss tubes. Please leave tips and questions down below. I will try and get to them. And I will try and do more monthly updates besides just this video. So I'm definitely going to be working on this today, as it's my only cross-stitch project that I'm enjoying besides my McKenna Doctor. And then I completely forgot what I was saying. So I'm going to work on my dimensions, and then hopefully by the next time you'll see me, I will have started Andromeda. Fingers crossed I'm able to do that. I'm going to try balancing 2 projects at once. Oh, I'm so sorry. My work is messaging. See, I'm going to try having 2 projects going on at once, or work on multiple of my projects. I've been more of a monogamous stitcher. When I started the Forest Goddess, that's the only thing I stitched on. I didn't work on anything else. Oh, I forgot to finish. Wait a second here. I did a little, maybe if I do it, no. It's gonna be backwards for you, but it's a little bookmark. It's not finished nicely, but it says meow. And then for the Forest Goddess, I bought way too much Kreinik, so I used the pink Kreinik that goes in her dress for this cat. And then the dreaded DMC metallic thread for this cat. And then to finish the back, I just, with the backing fabric here, had a cardboard top. I just cut it to the size of the bookmark and then hot glued it to this part, and then hot glued fabric to the top. Don't really care that it's not perfect. It's just a bookmark. It's gonna get abused anyways. Doesn't need to be perfect. But yeah, that's everything. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And give me tips and tricks and questions and help and stuff. Sorry, I tend to be a little awkward. It's gonna take a little getting used to talking in front of a camera and everything. Thanks. Bye, everyone.